Today we're watching Kai Cenat is what Nietzsche warned us about.
Our time and location, creating and implementation intention is a strategy you can use.
Kai Cenat is the living, breathing nightmare that Friedrich Nietzsche spent his entire life trying to warn humanity about.
When you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you.
Some people see Kai as lucky, a wildly successful, ambitious, self-improving. Others say he's performative, a try-hard, even copying Kanye's whole aura. But I see something way darker. I see the exact cultural disease that Nietzsche diagnosed over 100 years ago, fully realized and optimized for the internet age. He is Friedrich Nietzsche's worst fear to me right now.
Tonight, charges filed against a social media star for allegedly sparking up.
I remember this. That was the day when Kai realized
he had so much motion.
if AMP told niggas to go do something stupid, a lot of niggas would go do it.
A massive riot in Manhattan's Union Square, leading to 65 arrests and multiple injuries.
You have to pull up.
2 days before the incident, he posted online that he was going to be holding a giveaway.
We gonna ask y'all random questions, bro. If you get it right, boom, you get a PS5, just like that.
A promise of gaming consoles, gear, and $100 gift cards. The NYPD saying the crowds, made up of mostly underage kids, went from unruly to violent fast.
Damn. I know whoever's car that was sick. I wouldn't call it Kai.
I would have been typing email.
Bro, this is on you.
You might think that was chaotic, but it is literally the perfect example of what I'm talking about. Kai sent a signal to pop up and thousands of people responded in violent way. No thought process in between. No one asking themselves, should I do this? Is it safe? Or what are the consequences? None of that exists. The signal came and the herd moved like a flock of sheep. Nietzsche had this concept called herd morality. Basically what it means is that people don't actually think for themselves anymore about right and wrong. They just do whatever keeps the group comfortable and happy. The herd wants to belong to something. They want entertainment. They want safety, and they'll throw away any principle they claim to have if it gets in the way of those things. So when Kai says pop out, the herd doesn't think. They just move. Because thinking means individual responsibility, and the herd doesn't want that weight. They want someone to follow, someone who makes them feel part of something bigger. And Kai is perfect for this because he represents pure spectacle and chaos. Just entertainment in its rawest form. And MafiaThon 3 is where you see this at full scale.
We are here! W to the chat, W to the... Wait, can y'all talk? Chat, we are officially in MafiaThon 3. Round of applause.
MafiaThon 3 ran for an entire month, and millions of people actually rearranged their days just to watch this one guy existing on camera. And the wild part...
Nah, bro, that really what it was. Having a cult following, have niggas that love you. Nah, that shit's different.
is most of them could not even explain why they cared that much. What's odd is that most of the time nothing special was even happening. Kai wasn't working toward a big ending or some final payoff. He was just there, doing regular stuff like talking, reacting, and living his life on camera. He was just begging for subs most of the time.
With another 100. I want to see the most intense sub battle of all time. How can we do a sub war? How can we do a sub war, chat? The first 30 minutes of me taking a shower, it is called Dirty 30. Where while I'm in the shower, if you guys sub up, you guys can make me more dirty.
And somehow that was enough to keep millions of people locked in. This is what Nietzsche called the last man. The last man doesn't really want to struggle toward anything anymore. Not because they are bad people, but because struggle feels exhausting. They want comfort. They want something that fills the time. They want to feel connected without having to risk much or change anything about their own lives.
Now you only said that because what? He also, I said I put 30,000 on his fucking head because he said he's gonna kidnap me. And I said, fuck up. You said that in the car.
You put 30,000 on my head, and I'm gonna kill you right now. If you put 30,000 on the world think you, the world think he allow you to do things. You put my man blessing. What you talking about, nigga? I don't allow him to bake. How about this?
To the Diddy part, I'm the new Diddy.
What?
Motherfucking new Diddy, nigga.
Let me know.
Hell yeah, I'm the new Diddy without all the...
No.
Bro, now I'm gonna talk.
And content
He
like
said
this
no.
fits perfectly into that mindset. It gives you noise, energy, and a sense of being part of something without asking you to change anything about your own life. You just stay there and let that degenerated stuff keep going. And MafiaThon 3 is basically a 30-day machine built for exactly that. I'm not saying Kai is the last man. I'm saying he's the thing that makes the last man feel like they're actually doing something with their life. He's the machine. But here's the thing about this machine. It doesn't just keep you entertained, it asks for stuff back. Just like Kai begging for money and subs from his 10-year-old fan base. And after all that, he did something nobody expected.
I feel like sometimes people need to self-reflect and take a step back from the broad perspective of what their life has been. I believe that there is more to this world that is much greater than myself.
Basically, he went to Italy and he quit overthinking to work on his clothing company.
That is why I quit.
People were genuinely angry about it. Like, if you truly quit something, you don't need to make a big production out of it. The internet cooked him completely. Performative final boss. Skip to the end and it's just a clickbait ad for his new clothing brand. And then right after all that noise, Kai does something interesting.
For the past few weeks, I have been uploading videos to my secret channel this entire time. And if you guys want to see what I've been going on, click the top link in the description. It's called Kai's Mind.
What a surprise. He already had a secret channel this whole time. And it's pretty cool that he already uploaded 85 videos of him trying to improve himself.
Spontaneous. How do I pronounce that? Honestly, the reason why I started reading was because I didn't like the way I spoke. To be honest, I wanted to articulate myself better, because I want to improve and articulate myself better. I am reading to articulate myself better. Another 20 minutes of this book so I can get better at articulating myself.
His reading had become a laughing stock for everyone. In an era where seeking knowledge is a joke. It's kind of true, isn't it? If someone really trying to articulate themselves into a better person, who am I to talk shit? But here's what gets me. The whole point of self-improvement is that it's supposed to be quiet. It's supposed to be stuff nobody sees. But Kai is filming all of it. He's putting a camera on the most private version of himself and uploading it for millions of people. This is what Nietsche described as the costume.
I have something to say. I just want to see what the fuck, because Nietsche sounds like he's a well-in-tuned man. If that's the case, I don't know if Nietsche was really talking like this, but if he was, for real, I see you, gang.
It basically means people look like they're becoming better versions of themselves on the outside, but nothing underneath is actually changing. This MF never finished a book in his life. Remember LeBron trying to convince everyone he read books? Must be something with the Nike contract. I genuinely don't know if Kai is actually changing or if he just figured out a new way to milk more money. Funny part is, Nietsche warned this behavior a century ago. He did not call them liars. He said they were wearing a costume. Once you hit record, real change and perform change look exactly the same on screen. But the costume goes even deeper than being performative on screen, because there is one more layer, and I think this is actually the darkest part of the whole picture. Kai Cenat announced his new clothing brand Vivette before building the schools in Africa.
The foundation raised $1.2 million. MafiaThon 2 funds raised that we did.
Bruh, so what he's been saying so far, I feel like Kai grew up showing himself on the internet, and that's what it was. That's what it is. I will say that, do you need to document everything that's going on in your life? No, but if that's what he wants to do with himself and his time, and this is the perspective that, or this idea and or philosophical standpoint sounds like, it's more to shape him. I mean, regardless, hey, bro, everybody can have an opinion when you put your opinion out there, or when you put whatever you're doing out there.
It's 976,000. And yeah, we need a total investment of $5 million to get us through the first day of class. Like, that's like to get to.
Kai raised over $1 million for a school in Nigeria. That's real. The project is still going. They said it takes at least 2 years to finish. But right around the same time that school is being built, he also launches his own clothing brand. And by itself, that doesn't sound like a huge deal. People can do more than one thing at the same time, right? But there's this idea that goes way back in psychology called moral licensing. What that basically means is that when you do one big, visible, good thing, your brain starts using that as proof that you're a good person. And once you have that proof, everything else you do after gets a free pass. This is where it connects back to the costume, because Nietsche wasn't just warning about people faking self-improvement. He was warning about people who use real good deeds as a costume. You built a school, so launching a brand feels fine now. You donated, so making money off your name doesn't look like greed anymore. The one good thing becomes the shield that covers everything else. So here's where all of this lands. A guy who died in 1900 basically wrote the blueprint for all of this before any of it existed. Look, I don't hate Kai. I don't even watch his streams.
Right.
He's probably one of the biggest streamers out there right now.
Okay.
But that's exactly why this matters. Because what Nietzsche was warning us about wasn't just about one person. It was about what happens when millions of people stop thinking for themselves. When they trade real growth for the performance of it. When they let spectacle replace purpose. Kai isn't the problem. He is the symptom. The real question is, are you part of the herd that just moves when the signal comes? Or are you
Boy, I stabbed my ass in the crib. What are we talking about? That's not even a conversation. But I will say that, yeah, I wouldn't agree with everything he said, not even close. But I do agree with a lot of things he did say when it comes to the masses, when it comes to the public audience. But of course, I'm not sitting here trying to control you guys. I would love if you guys subbed and liked up too, you feel me? But that being said, tell me what your guys' thoughts are down in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.